I want to give TreVeyon Henderson an appropriate amount of love here because I mean, I know he only touched it 5 times, and I realized that one of them was a 30-yard touchdown run. So the idea that he had 5 carries for 56 yards and 2 scores, 11 yards a pop is a good average for sure. 30 of it came on 1 run. He also caught a couple of screen passes. I think it was 2 catches for 18 yards. I thought TreVeyon ran yesterday like he heard and read what was said all week about Chip Trayanum is running back 1. I thought TreVeyon ran really hard, and actually I was disappointed for him that he didn't get more touches because I think you can see that he is healthy and he's got the experience. He was as healthy as he was as a freshman, but now he's 2 years more into the rhythm and the flow of an offense and how he can go attack. And I think he's a little more explosive than he was 2 years ago because he's stronger. I don't know that I have a runaway favorite in my head for who is running back 1 on this team. Chip Trayanum didn't look nearly like we saw him in week 1 yesterday. I thought he looked fine. I think he's extremely versatile. I think Chip could be, the X factor on this offense because you can do so many things with him. But I was really encouraged by the way TreVeyon Henderson ran yesterday, even though he didn't get a lot of touches.
Yeah, he looked really good and kind of delivered the punch that we were looking for. But what a great problem to have, honestly, in that backfield where there's 3 guys that you could hand the ball to, and all of them can make an impact in a different way. Chip can run a little bit more downhill, but a little bit more physical, and TreVeyon kind of has that good mix of great quickness and great speed along with the punch to deliver. And then you got Mayan Williams, who can be elusive out of the backfield and has really great hands to catch it. And I think from their perspective, too, in that room, there's the pressure of being great every single Saturday comes down because, like you said, maybe Chip didn't look as great yesterday or just didn't get the opportunities. But TreVeyon picked up for that because he is so great, and all 3 of them are. So it gives them the opportunity to be like, hey, if I don't have my fastball today, that I know one of my guys is going to. And that's such a great, not even a problem, that's such a great thing to have in your backfield because you never know what happens on a Saturday, or you never know if it's midway through the second quarter and TreVeyon rolls his ankle and can't go, and now you go Chip and Mayan, and you feel comfortable doing that. And I think it's such a good thing to have out of the backfield.
I don't know that it's going to be one of those games that you want to overanalyze the statistics from because the objective going into the game wasn't statistically motivated.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I don't want to read too much into TreVeyon having 5 carries, Mayan having 6, Chip having 6, and Devin Brown scrambling 6 times. I was glad Xavier Johnson, they got the ball in his hands. They made it clear last week that Marv and X did not get the ball enough. And on the first drive of the game and on the second drive of the game, Marvin Harrison and Xavier Johnson got touches, and I thought that was good. I think it's going to be difficult for Ryan Day to have guys put up gaudy numbers if he is as hell-bent on evening out playing time as he says he is, right? I mean, in every press conference, he talks about these guys deserve to play. They're good. So we're going to get touches for Chip. We're going to get them for Trey. We're going to get them for Mayan. We're going to get them for Marv, right on down the line. Everybody that deserves to play is going to play, and whatever the numbers are, they are. And the reality is part of the culture is Ohio State is they're not supposed to care on what they individually do. It's, did we win? And are we going to go win a national championship? So I'm sure, maybe there's a little bit of why was Ohio State's leading rusher yesterday at 56 yards? But I just don't think it's fair to overanalyze that part of it. They played some depth. They wanted to run the ball, and they struggled to run it in the second half. But they also, their time of possession in the second half was substantially lower. So it's just going to be hard for those numbers to look good, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really hard thing to do. And honestly, there's going to be some tough decisions that have to be made. You get into some big games and, you frankly, can't afford to have your best guys not on the field. And I get it. It's such a hard thing. That's the hard part about coaching. And that comes into the thing we talked about yesterday. It's the art of coaching. Like balancing that stuff out is part of the deal. And, you can't sacrifice having your best players on the field because, hey, other guys deserve playing time. Like, yeah, but the team deserves to win is kind of the bottom line. So it hasn't bit them yet. And I don't think it potentially may never bite them, but at some point you got to really start trimming it down because, you just got to kind of get more of a plan in place to like, hey, we need some guys to go a little bit more often.